The Big Break Legacy is brought to you in partnership with the Department of Trade and Industry. Last week, our 4 entrepreneurs found themselves in deep water, in the middle of Hartbeespoort Dam to be precise. The contestants were placed on 2 houseboats, sailed to the middle of the dam and given one challenge: to get a meal and a bottle of wine from land to the middle of the dam with no boats and only 10 cell phone calls to complete the challenge. It was a crash course in logistics, the art of getting goods from point A to point B, and the contestants took to the challenge like a duck to water. Paul, the blue chip, was given a 5-minute head start and he put it to good use, but it wasn't enough for him to clinch the challenge. He had to be content with a 3rd place finish. It wasn't all bad though. He secured himself a place in the semi-final. Meanwhile, Graham proved himself something of a logistics wizard by getting his meal to the boat a full 20 minutes before the nearest competitor, securing 1st place and the blue chip title going into the all-important semi-final. Paul and Sebenzile's lapse in planning saw them come up for review. Sebenzile was dead in the water and failed to get her meal off dry land, and she was sent home. We're down to just 3 entrepreneurs. They're so close that they can almost reach out and touch that amazing grand prize, a 5 million rand investment into their business idea. But only 2 can get through to the final, and only 1 will walk away with the big break.
Business ideas and opportunities are everywhere, but it takes a certain kind of person to spot them. It takes an entrepreneur, someone who can recognize an opportunity and turn it into a successful business. South Africa needs world-class entrepreneurs. The Big Break Legacy is going to find one. From thousands of hopefuls, 12 of the country's finest entrepreneurs made it through. From all walks of life, from all parts of the country, all with one thing in common: the drive and ambition to convince our 4 board members that they should be the winner of the 5 million rand investment prize. The Big Break Legacy.
Over the last 10 weeks, our entrepreneurs have immersed themselves in the practicalities of entrepreneurship. They face challenges in marketing, sales, logistics, strategy, just about everything you can imagine. Each challenge brought new skills, but the ultimate goal of any entrepreneur is to create a profitable business. Tonight, our entrepreneurs will have to bring all their new skills to the table to achieve just that. I'm Masachaba Lekalake. Welcome to the Big Break Legacy.
Coming from Hartbeespoort task, I was positive that at least I managed to show my skill.
I wasn't necessarily feeling, wow, my superior skills to all the other contestants got me the blue chip. You know, there was definitely an element of good fortune that was at play there.
And I felt, I think relieved would be the best word, to be in the top 3. It's only halfway there, to be honest, once you reach the top 3.
Our guest judge, Veronica Devine, founded the massive Justine Cosmetics empire. Today, she spends her time empowering women in business. This week's entrepreneurial skill is profit-making.
Hello, guys. You realize you're the top 3, hey? You also realize that we need only 1 winner. So it's now gotten to a point where you truly have to impress and truly have to show that you are the entrepreneur that we're looking for. I have a pleasure of introducing to you our guest judge, Veronica Devine, a renowned entrepreneur. So she's here to assist us to evaluate you guys as entrepreneurs. Before I give you the task today, I'll ask Verna to come and give you guys a little bit of inspiration. Verna?
Thank you, Ezra. Morning, guys.
Morning, Verna.
One of the quotes I live by, and I love to use metaphors and quotes to explain what the message that I try to get across. And George Bernard Shaw said, "The reasonable man adapts himself to the surrounding conditions. The unreasonable man adapts the surrounding conditions to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man." I ask of you to be unreasonable. One of you is going to win the 5 million rand. One of you will have an opportunity to create something great, something that will enable other entrepreneurs and ignite and activate them. and ask of you to really take this opportunity, grab it with both hands, and know that you have one opportunity. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
You guys have done wonderfully well to this stage to be in the top 3. We now want you to consolidate all of what we've taught you and put that in action. So your challenge is, you guys are going to be given the city of Johannesburg. Johannesburg is your market. You will be working as individuals. It's the first thing to note. Each one of you would be getting a budget of 1,000 rands for 2 of you. And Graham, because you are the blue chip, you're getting 1,250. That's the advantage that you have. You're going to grow this 1,000 rand. We will measure you on concept. We'll measure you on strategy. We'll measure you on profit, on how you've grown this money in the businesses that you will be starting up. Potential social impact. So whatever you will be doing, make sure that you keep this criteria in mind. You've got until the end of Monday to put it together. So you've got this afternoon, you've got Saturday if you want to work, you can organize that, and of course the whole day on Monday.
When I heard the task, I immediately felt a bit of stress.
As we normally do, we don't send you out there in the wilderness alone. Each one of you would have a Chevrolet utility vehicle to drive around with. We're giving you the MTN business in a box with a dongle, access to internet, with a cell phone, and we're giving you 1 gigabyte from MTN as well that you can use. And the budget, as I said, it's also the laptop. These are the resources that you will have to your disposal. You have no fundis to call. You have yourselves to count on. And the lessons that you have heard from the beginning of the show until now.
When I heard about the task, I thought, wow, this is just so open-ended. You've kind of got to go with intuition at that point, when you can't apply logic to such a hugely open-ended problem.
Time to go to your think tanks, think about it, then come back and present to us as a board. Let's go, guys.
In business terms, they say, eat or be eaten. My clan name, I'm a lion. I have to survive.
The contestants will have to formulate a profitable startup business idea and present it to the judges.
They've said to us, here's $1,000. I've actually got 1,250. Do as much as you can with it between now and Monday night.
I think perfumes will sell and sunglasses because it's summertime.
I want to get into contact with the Love Trust guys. You know them? Okay. I want to hold a fundraiser for them on Monday night.
One of the things I was thinking about is like personalized greetings and good wishes.
If you guys can help me, I'll be able to impress the judge and impress South Africa so that I can win the 5 million rand investment, you know?
I'm hoping City Partnership will be able to help me to get people involved, to raise money for Love Trust.
The contestants know they have 1 minute left when the lights on the think tanks begin to pulsate. But have they got good enough business ideas?
Required of me to actually know the lay of the jungle. A couple of weeks ago, I actually asked some of my Cape Town friends to prepare me for an event like this, introduce me to Joburg contacts that could potentially help me. And today I realized actually those contacts are very useful. What I will be doing is setting a fundraiser for an organization called the Love Trust, who serves disadvantaged children and communities by building schools in the environment. I've already contacted them. I've also contacted a number of restaurants to see if there's a venue that we can organize for on Monday night. And this all allows me to leverage all of my contacts to create a high-profit event on Monday evening.
Fundraiser, you say?
Yes.
What form and shape is this going to take?
So this is going to be a dinner, exclusive dinner, maximum of 30, 40 people. I've been tapping into a business network to get high net worth individuals at the event. So we're looking at the center table costing up to 1,000, 2,000 rand a ticket.
The task is about you creating a business.
Yes.
So how is this in terms of sustaining it and scaling it going to work?
The concept that we build right now, this exclusive, attracting high net worth individuals to come to an event like this where they can network as well. I mean, that is a long-term strategy. It's not just a once-off exercise.
Just on the social impact, please elaborate on that briefly.
So the money that is coming in is actually all going to the Love Trust. And so the money going to that has a social impact. Great.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Cool. The only question that was that concerned me, which was, where's the sustainability? Where's the business model? And I answered something. I gave something to all of them, and they were happy with it. So I left thinking, as long as I execute on the plan that I presented, I'll be fine.
I think Paul's plan is impeccable. I see immediate social impact. Working with this Love Trust is a great idea.
He used his disadvantage of not being locally based.
Yes.
And thought, how do I overcome this? Because I don't know Johannesburg.
The brief was start a business. We're giving you starting capital. You go and you invest that in a charity dinner. Where's the business there?
I hear what you're saying, but I think there's two things that stand out. Firstly, the brief said social impact. There's a huge social impact. From a concept perspective, I think perfect match on task. Profit, there's going to be profit, good profit.
Good afternoon.
Levels, you know the drill.
I've made an arrangement with a sunglass place and a perfume place. I will be selling perfumes, high-end perfumes, at discounted prices, and sunglasses, designer sunglasses, at discounted prices. And I will be moving around Johannesburg, selling them to different people.
I'm just wondering how many people you would have to see in, from the moment of printing the catalogue to processing the order and delivering it.
I will get a standard catalogue from the suppliers. They will mark the sunglasses that are there, and I will see as many people as I can to make sure that I sell a lot of sunglasses and make huge profits with the minimum investment that I have.
What's the social impact here? Explain to me how this will have a social impact.
You go to your community and say, my name is Lebohang Khitane. I am selling you this perfume, and this perfume, it is genuine, it's not a fake. Even if you are getting it at a discounted price, but still you are going to save money buying a genuine perfume from me, but you are also empowering me as an individual.
We want to see beyond just selling in the street. You know what I mean? So we want to see you applying yourself a bit more.
Use all the things that you've been taught thus far, the things you've learned, and consolidate now. Show us that you can consolidate this.
Good luck, Lepo.
When I left the room, I was like very down, and I said, but anyway, I'm an entrepreneur. I have to be creative. I have to come up with something solid.
I just don't see himself being able to scale this up into a sustainable idea.
I do think he can do better, and I'm not sure what fazed him, because he obviously has the potential.
My biggest concern here is we're seeing someone with fantastic potential, but he's not using his cumulative experience, he's not consolidating, and he has no strategy, I'm afraid.
That's very true. I picked it up as well. I just thought, well, how is this different from standing in the streets?
Absolutely.
And selling sunglasses? You see that every day at the traffic lights.
He's close,
so that's not a
though.
business.
That's why we said, how can you, show the people, yes, take people with you.
Hello, Graham.
Hi, Aja.
You know the room?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Got 1 minute.
Vox Pop is a personalized acting service. Werner wants Donald Trump to call Ezra and tell him to get off his turf. My sister Nicola wants George Clooney to call her friend Taryn and wish her a great Argus cycle tour. This service relies on a vast community of freelance online actors who are available through sites like elance.com and are willing to work at a moment's notice for a relatively low wage. I know this from personal experience because I've used them before. This personalized phone call costs about 30 to 40 Rand per greeting and is exactly the accent you want to the person you want with the message that you want. The mechanism of distribution is that a voice clip would be emailed to both the person who sent the message and received it, and they would then post it on social media sites like Facebook, creating a viral effect in the sales.
How much do you think financially you could achieve in the matter of the 48 hours?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, so the first thing to think about is margin. I know that you can get pretty skilled voice actors online for something like $40 an hour. Skype is reasonably cheap. So it would become like a hugely volume-driven thing. So I'd need each actor to be busy as much of the time as possible.
How do you see this impacting, say on the jobs front?
I mean, South African actors need work. So if it would be really fun if you could do Hansi Cronje, Jacob Zuma, Thabo Mbeki, Nelson Mandela, South African accents. I'm not going to be able to get the Americans to do that, but you would have to build that network of actors. That would take more than a weekend. So as a concept, it could provide an interesting outlet for South African actors. So that's the social impact is more theoretical. That's another one of my concerns.
Great job, I like it. One question though, I'm a consumer. I want to understand how would this work. So would I go online and book this? Or
consumers would go to the Facebook page, listen to a couple of those, and they would stimulate their creativity. They then either call me on my cell phone or send me an email saying, I want to commission this message from this personality to this number. It's one of those big bang things. It's either going to be phenomenal or really not. So wish me luck. Thank you. Okay. I guess the hard part is when you walk out of the room and you think, wow, now I've got all these people excited and I actually have to do something.
It's innovative, out-of-the-box thinking. Of course, the proof will be in how he monetizes this at the end of the day. But it's a novel idea. I like it.
The personalized message has got to take off. I think the proof is going to be on Tuesday. How many and how well did this concept work?
how do you spell clever?
Graham. Is that how you spell it?
I like it. I think it was brilliant, and I'm really looking forward. Again, the proof is in the numbers, so let's see.
Graham heads straight to the think tank to start creating the basis of his business with the help of social networking.
Hello, Graham.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
How's it going?
I've got a couple of actors signed up, which is cool. I've got a couple of initial customers, so we haven't actually delivered anything yet, but everything's in place. There's a Facebook page set up.
What do you still need to do between now and 48 hours from now?
Hopefully we'll log the first calls tonight, build momentum during the course of the day, tomorrow, and then by Sunday and Monday. We're looking for the runaway train, but
Absolutely.
yeah.
All the best with the
Make it happen.
challenge.
Thank you so much, Mr.
All right.
Toba. See you around. Ciao. Bye.
True to form, Lebo hits the streets collecting his merchandise for his business.
The Italians, they're giving us a problem with the sunglasses. This guy, the local South African guy, agreed. He called his bosses in Italy. They said, too short notice. Ellis, he said something about the social impact, and Werner said, use your resources. And I put 2 and 2 together. I said, oh, no, this is it. I have to do this. The plan B is I'm thinking of getting trees from a fellow contestant, Sean. The second plan was trees. I thought of buying trees from Sean, one of the previous contestants. We can even get corporates to buy the trees, and children must learn how to plant trees at school.
Back in the think tank, Paul is trying to entice as many people as possible to support his charity event for the Love Trust Foundation.
If you can think of other people to bring along, that'd be great. But otherwise, I can't wait to see you on Monday evening.
Hello, Paul.
Hi, Mr. Chaba.
How are you doing?
Great. Things are going well, thank you.
What is the relationship with Love Trust? Why does that mean so much to you?
What they've done is they've gone into disadvantaged communities and they build schools there and just create an awesome environment for the kids to grow up in.
Do you not feel as if you are perhaps aiming too low with your target, especially taking into consideration that profit is just as important as your strategy?
So profit 17,000 on 1,000 is something like 1,700% in 3 days. Any company that can legitimately give you that is doing extremely well.
You can pull this off in 2 days?
Well, I've already got around 10 big maybes, 80%ers. I think the biggest difficulty will be those 2,000 rand tickets, convincing some of the businessmen to say,
you know what?
Put up the 2 grand.
So all the best with the rest of it.
Thank you very much.
I'll catch up with you later, yeah?
Fantastic.
All right, shop.
Best thing for me to do, I think I'm extremely exhausted right now. I'll see this Mr. Seagull. After seeing Mr. Seagull, I am done.
Lebo arrives to collect his perfumes, but is not convinced that his plan A is his best option.
How's it? All right, can I see Mr. Seagull? Yeah. They gave me some perfumes on credit for me to go sell, and the stock is worth 4,000 rands. Like, what I have to pay them is 4,000 rands, and the stock is worth almost 8,000 rands.
Lebo is left with a lot to still consider. Graham starts the new day of the challenge meeting with Kirsten Rowe, who helps him formulate his Vox Pops business idea.
I've got a whole network of people around me who I can get on the phone with and get input, and the idea wouldn't have been half as good as it was without the input that I got from literally dozens of people.
I think it would be easier to take a voice and say, right, this is a really good Barbie or a Charlize Theron or something.
Yeah, so if you say to someone, you can get professional voice acting, they'll be like, why would I want that?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if you say, you can get Barbie to wish your 6-year-old niece happy birthday, they'll be like, okay, that's kind of cool.
You've got to push them a little bit.
Push people and give them something that would be cool for them.
Paul has found a location for his event and pays them a visit to make the final arrangements.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Johnny.
Johnny, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank
Welcome.
you for having me. Yeah, thank you. That's great. I had a couple of drinks already, but perhaps
Let me take you through.
The price that you mentioned, 160, that includes everything that you...
That includes everything,
Okay.
yeah. That's 2 bottles of wine and 2 bottles of non-alcoholic grape juice.
Okay.
Per table, and then everything over and above that they're going to have to pay for themselves.
Oh, that's fine. I'll let them know. Cool. Thank you very much. And
Thank
see
you very
you
much.
Monday.
See you Monday.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Cool. Okay, so it sounds like everything's still on track. We sorted out the payment issues. He's going to speak to someone about getting vouchers for all the individuals who come to the event. He's offered additional decor, which is great flowers for the tables, and he's giving me a contact for sound and audio visual, which we're going to need because of the presentation on the Monday evening.
Lebo has decided that his plan B of working with former Big Break legacy contestant Sean Hyde and his trees makes better business sense. He also found entrepreneurs to mentor so they can take over the business.
These trees for hope are the trees that these people will sell and make profit and sustain themselves, and also be able to teach other people on how to grow trees and how to sell trees.
First of all, in a business meeting, whenever I meet someone, I always give him my card.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and it's on recycled paper.
Okay, thank you.
So if you guys are going to sell the trees on my behalf, I recommend you guys go get your own cards printed.
Okay. I want to teach these guys on Monday how to sell, how to close a deal, and you will teach them how to plant the trees.
1, 2, 3,
Trees!
As the final day dawns, the 3 contestants have just 10 hours left to show their business ideas can be sustainable.
I'm going to teach these young entrepreneurs a skill of selling, a skill of negotiating, and also they will get a skill of planting trees.
I think last time I checked, it was sort of mid-40s of sales, which is like 2 and a bit thousand rand turnover, but the profit margin's about 60 or 70%. So I've made almost 1,500 rand profit so far.
We're trying to create this as a networking event for like-minded people who are passionate about their fields to just get into a room and speak about what they're passionate about.
Lebo heads out to start making sales. Keeping the sustainability of his business in mind, he brings along his young entrepreneurs to show them how business is done.
Honestly speaking, when it comes to sales, I came in, I saw, I conquered. With sales, they wouldn't get anywhere close to me.
I would like you guys to actually work around distributing those around the township
We'll
rather.
distribute them around Katlego.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
I really appreciate it. Can I get your card?
You're a hustler.
I'm not a hustler, I'm a businessman. Thank you, Mama. Bye-bye. We are at Shell, South Africa. We just managed to sell them 200 trees. They wanted to buy 100. I managed to push them to buy 200 trees. And I think my young entrepreneurs are learning something that you don't always, when somebody tells you something that I can give you so much, Sometimes you must push your luck.
With Graham's Vox Pop demand building, he gets his local actor Kieran Harriman in to start making the calls.
How you doing? Good to meet you.
Good,
nice to meet you. Right, yeah, excellent. Man. The international flavour initially was based on a fairly optimistic view of the kinds of volumes I would get. So it turned out that, day one, Saturday, I think I made about 20 sales. So it was pretty easy for me to get one local actor to deliver all of that content to people.
Hi, this is Lance Armstrong. I saw you riding in the Cape Argus yesterday, and I couldn't help noticing how hot you looked on that bike. Look, I know it was just an old pile of junk, but the way you pedaled that antique over the mountain pass with such a beautiful smile on your face really made my heart skip a beat.
To get a better understanding of what the Love Trust Foundation does for the Nogupila School in Tembisa, Paul heads over there himself to take a look.
So we started with 45 children and 3 classrooms.
Okay.
Last year we had 80 children with 5 classrooms, and this year 130 children with 7 classrooms.
So what we're doing tonight is holding a fundraiser for Love Trust, but I know Nokopila is part of the Love Trust.
That's right.
And all proceeds, other than the cost to cover the evening, will go directly to you guys. The school that I got involved with was amazing. What they're doing there is they've pretty much invested 12 years worth of private school education into those kids who otherwise would never have the opportunity of normal government schooling. I just thought that was fantastic, and I really wanted to give it my all.
With so many meetings still lined up, Lebo is still out on the road finalizing all his tree sales with his young entrepreneurs.
From Tepfin Pty Ltd, as we said earlier, we commit to 5,000.
Buy 200 trees.
Okay.
But for us, it's mainly to support such an initiative.
And you can donate them to the community or to churches or to schools. It's up to you.
With one last stop to close the day's final deal, Lebo gets feedback from his young entrepreneurs.
My young entrepreneurs, your journey ends here. And I hope you've learned something. What have you learned?
I've learned how to negotiate a deal. I've learned how to plan, strategize. I've learned, most importantly, about being passionate.
I've met huge big people, companies, and it is a big advantage and a huge exposure to me.
For Graham's last call of the day, he feels he needs to bring some real celebrity value to his Vox Pop's business idea.
When I saw Casper coming towards me on his Segway with his 2 dogs in the park, I thought, this is a story I'm going to tell my grandkids one day. This is just an absolutely beautiful moment.
It's thanks to you that I know Kent's very strange ancestry.
So Casper de Vries is actually a customer of another business of mine, and I had his PA, Hannes' cell phone number. So I phoned Hannes and said, look, Hannes, I need a celeb on board. Please, can Casper get involved in Vox Pop?
Even Ezra couldn't resist meeting the famous Casper de Vries.
Hi, Casper.
Yebo.
Ezra.
Ezra, nice
Ezra,
to meet you.
very pleased to meet you. Very
Thank
pleased
you.
to meet you. What do you think of this young man?
No, I think he's got lots of potential, lots of bright ideas. He's like a little universe, sparkling with ideas.
We've got some real customers who want to hear from the real customers.
Who has now ordered from
they've
you.
paid and ordered. So they've put their credit card details in, they clicked through, they said, I want Casper to do this.
Hey, dat ik jou moest helpen om niet jezelf zoals een lobster te verbranden op het strand. Jij zal ook geen vrienden meer hebben, want ze gaan allemaal van die rotte stank weglopen. Ja.
Brilliant. Wonderful, man. That was brilliant. I loved it.
With both Lebo and Graham having finished the challenge, Paul has to prove that his charity event will make the grade.
I'm very excited for tonight. The venue looks lovely. Flowers are great and the AVs are already there. And now it's all about preparing a speech for myself in the next 2 hours. Finally came together and we had about an hour left, 45 minutes left to start packing things out. And fortunately a couple of people came through earlier and they helped me set up. By 20 to 7 we were ready. 2 separate ones preferably. It's kind of an icebreaker that we're doing. I think everyone really enjoyed their time there. The food was fantastic. And I saw a lot of interaction happening that otherwise would not have happened because of the event. And that's what the big thing for the event was, not only the fundraising, but it's introducing professionals who are passionate about their own professions. And I think each and every one of us here recognize that we all want to feel valued. We all want to be loved. We all want to feel that we're here for a purpose.
With only 2 places in the final, the pressure is on to impress the judges in the presentation room.
Good morning, Ezra and the board. My name is Paul Kim, and I will be presenting the first initiative created by the Not For Me Foundation, Koinos, which is an abbreviation for Koinonos. It is the old Greek for partner, associate, comrade, or companion. The vision of Koinos is to have a positive social impact through networking. For professionals, we are offering them a fantastic meal, a great experience, and the opportunity to meet like-minded professionals from other fields. For non-profit, we are offering them a platform to raise funds and the attention of professionals who have the power to make a difference. In return, we are receiving their network of professionals and their ability to create a focus for the evening. There will be a call to action for everyone to bring someone new to the next event so that the passion of the others in the room rubs off on them. 33 booked, 32 arrived, a total of 25,500 Rand revenue. And the profit for the evening, it was over 18,000 Rand. Lastly, Koinos is built on sound business principles, but adheres to a much stricter bottom line, that of changing the world for good. Thank you very much. I was concerned when I finished. There was no positive reaction from the judges. And then the questions started coming. Actually, all the questions were basically the same thing. Where's the business model?
For me, too charity-orientated to fundraising as opposed to business.
Anybody can set up a gala dinner with a whole lot of emotion involved. And I think he was able to accomplish that. But that doesn't explain or help accomplish the objective that you set for him to do, which is create a business.
Paul sold 33 tickets to his charity event and made a profit of over 18,000 Rand. The Not For Me concept made enough money to feed the kids at Nogupila's school for approximately 2 months. It's Lebo's turn to present his Trees for Hope business.
Trees for Hope has commenced a relationship with Grow a Tree by purchasing proudly South African indigenous trees with the intention to instill hope in previously disadvantaged communities by eradicating poverty, creating employment, and also, most importantly, instilling state of mind of entrepreneurship. These people will also offer planting tree service at a fee. They will also offer maintenance of these trees at a fee to ensure sustainability of this project. We managed to generate 76,500 rands in 2 days, sold 1,530 South African indigenous Trees for Hope. We made a net profit of 47,700 rands, which includes the 1,200 rand I made from the perfumes. Thanks to my young entrepreneurs, Mukhumutsi Comfort Pole from Katleong and Lindiwe Dube, I made sure that I mentored them. I held them by hands, I showed them the skills, I've showed them how to negotiate deals, I motivated them. The environment is winning, the communities are winning, the entrepreneurs are winning. I came, I saw, and I conquered. This morning I was confident, hence I said, no, I'm gonna put on my power suit, my Gucci tie, and make sure that I rock.
The Lebo Hang business, what a turnaround. Veronica?
It's incredible. I mean, from when the task was given on Friday, his body language and concept completely changed. It's like another person.
He realized what the shortcomings were with his initial plan. He changed gears, and I think he has up his sleeve a transformative business that could change the looks of our townships, that could change people's thinking about how we interact with our environment.
He really showed his mettle as an entrepreneur. And I think, you know, as well, if we look, he enabled individuals.
Yeah.
He really enabled, and absolutely brilliant.
Lebo sold 1,530 indigenous South African trees at 150 Rand each. and made a profit of 46,500 Rand and 1,200 Rand profit from the sales of his perfumes. The Trees for Hope concept will be carried forward by the 2 young entrepreneurs he trained. Will Graham's Vox Pop idea impress the judges?
It's about personalizing something. It's taking the theatre and putting it in someone's pocket. That personalization transforms industries. It's happened to computers, it's happened to mail, it's happened in so many different areas of industry. Personalizing a product creates a transformation. Top market research consultants say that companies need fresh ways of activating their brands, and this works. Local actors are also passionate. Casper de Vries, huge local comedian, 160,000 fans on Facebook, said that he thought the concept was brilliant, and he thought it was so brilliant he decided to get involved and do some of the calls himself. The core idea is that Vox Pop is a network that links customers and actors, and this idea of a network that connects is a really, really powerful business strategy. Google have used it in information. Amazon have used it in goods. Facebook have used it for people. They don't necessarily create their own products, they create connections. And that's what Vox Pop is about, creating the connection between the customer and the actor. There are a lot of highly skilled local actors who have sporadic on and off employment, and of course it's a worthwhile way for them to spend their time. We made 170 sales, about 70% of those, or 65% of those to corporates and 35% to individuals. Revenue was 8,500 Rand, and we made over 5,000 Rand profit at a 60% margin. Assuming we rolled out our day 3 turnover, Vox Pop would be a 1.6 million Rand business right now. There's a strategy to generate sustainable competitive advantage through network effects. There are excellent profit margins and promising early growth. It's highly scalable. And there's potential to lead the creation of a new industry subsector and about 60 jobs. Thank you very much. It's a really important skill for an entrepreneur when you want to create something, especially something out there, something new, something different. You've got to have that ability to get a bunch of skeptical people passionate about your idea quickly and effectively, and I think that's what I did.
He's come up with something that corporate and individuals can use to send messages, personalized messages.
He took a chance on this proposal, and it paid off. And if you consider what was done in how short a period for quite a complex business model, this isn't just a 1, 2, 3 model. Let's get into business. I'm very impressed.
This is something that I think is transformative, innovative, out-of-the-box thinking, and he scored high.
He knew and he underplayed the opportunity, because I think he knew what the size and the scope of this opportunity was. Does it have great social impact? Absolutely. Is it really disruptive? Will it impact greeting cards? I don't know. It's transformative. It's not disruptive per se. And I really like it. It works for me. It's a good idea.
Graham made 170 Vox Pop sales at 50 Rand each and made over 5,000 Rand profit. The Vox Pops initiative will give struggling actors a platform to make extra money. With all 3 contestants having finished their presentations, it's now up to the judges to decide who is going through to the finale.
So I think the board really enjoyed the presentation, and I really put my all into it. You know, I thought there's absolutely no half measures here. It's got to be 100%.
Everybody was happy, and there was profitability there. And then I checked the other guys. They said, "Hey, I made so much. I made so much." I said, "Oh, okay, I'm safe," and I relaxed.
Their response was very clear. I had missed a huge step as an entrepreneur in my presentation, and at this stage, it is unforgivable.
Hello, guys. We gave you money, starting capital, to go and start a business from scratch. And we were evaluating you on the concept, strategy of that business, potential social impact, as well as profitability. So those were the 4 elements that we were looking for. There is a best performer, somebody that has actually employed all the tricks, the advice, the feedback that we gave them from the beginning of the series, and we've seen it play itself out in a rather astonishing manner. So the blue chip for this particular exercise is somebody that really wowed us. And of course, I mean, that person gets to win a prize. That person is none other than Lebo Kisane. Well done, Lebo. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
It's shaky.
What's this? I got a white one before.
This is a ticket for you and your wife to go away for a weekend.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
It's a weekend away.
Thank you.
Sponsored by Big Break.
Thank you very much.
So we do give big breaks.
Hey, it's a big break. Thank you. Big guys.
Enjoy. Enjoy them.
Yeah. Getting the blue chip means automatically I'm going to the finals. My dad would have said to me, Mutaung, you've nailed it.
There's only two of you guys. You are up for review. I need for you to come forward in a count.
Thank you.
Graham, Paul, you know what this means. What this means is that one of you would have to leave us. You responded very well to the challenge, Graham. You met the criteria on 3 of the 4 elements that we were looking for. Criteria was for you to come up with a concept using the starting capital that we had given you to develop a business strategy that would have a social impact as well as profitability. So I needed you to grow the money.
You know, I knew that I hadn't hit the numbers that the other guys had. I'd already got a sense of where they were. So I knew I'd have to make the kind of presentation or pitch of my life to save my skin and keep me in the game.
Paul, start up a business from scratch. Concept, strategy, potential social impact, as well as profitability. You've met the criteria on some of the criteria that we set out.
I wouldn't change my position of how I think this is sustainable. And if they firmly don't believe that's a business model, then it's a no-go. So I wasn't going to change my view of a viable business model just to suit their needs. I still think it would work.
Now going to give you an opportunity in 30 seconds to respond to the criteria that you did not meet. In your case, Graham, how is your business going to improve its profitability?
Israel, thanks very much for the opportunity. I agree with your assessment 100%. You praised my boldness, you praised vision, you praised imagination, and you praised implementation. Those are my strengths as an individual. The development of more significant profit during the implementation of the business would have been much easier and quicker if I had a more powerful network. And that's something that I, as an entrepreneur, need to develop. I've got a fantastic foundation of skills. I need to turn that into a much more powerful network. I've grown it hugely throughout the show. Give me the opportunity to go to the final, and you won't be disappointed in the way that I grow that network and turn myself into a really powerful entrepreneur.
Paul.
Yes, Ezra.
Your business idea was grounded on charity activities. I now want you to tell me in 30 seconds how you believe this can be scaled up.
Yes.
And how you believe that this could have a social impact in 30 seconds.
Oh, fantastic. Ezra, last night was a near-on perfect execution of the strategy I presented to all of you on Friday. You guys loved it. And actually, Veronica, I think you said fantastic. So it is a bit of a surprise to hear your feedback. My response to your specific question is, on the business model, I refer you to 3 great companies who are using the basic business models that I want to deploy. LinkedIn, connecting professionals at a price. Groupon, marketing of really great priced goods and services to their network. And lastly, is Give and Gain. They take fees from facilitating the exposure for fundraisers, as well as getting fees for the transactions for the fundraising. So those companies are massive companies. And those are the business models that I'm deploying. So, yeah.
Thank you. Guys, ready to consult.
From my presentation, I have to admit that I was a little lack on what they were looking for in the business model and strategy.
I have a network that can help me come up with brilliant ideas and that can support me to an extent, but I don't have what Lebo has, which is just the ability in one day to raise 100,000 Rand just because people are fond of him.
Now, guys, we have consulted. We have reviewed your approach to business, the both of you, using the same criteria that we had given out to you. We looked at the approach, we looked at what you did, and your presentations. We've now consulted to finalize that decision. It's your first time on review, Graham. You've been here before. Paul, you know how it feels. Graham. Paul. It's been wonderful to have you, Paul. But you're not catching the big break right now. Thank you. It was good to have you.
I think the most important thing that I've learned is a lot is possible. A lot is possible in a short space of time if you just really give it a go.
In a nutshell, what are you taking home with you after this?
Oh, wow, sure. I think the ability to do crazy stuff on tap. Just make sure you give yourself a deadline, have a couple of judges, and then you sort it. You will do fantastic.
With what I've learned from the big break, I'm going to build a $1 billion company. That's my plan, because I've really learned a lot here.
I'm here to win. That's why I've spent all this time and energy. 5 million at stake, so may the best man take it home.